In my previous video, titled The History of the Cute Girl That Dances Entry and Why Eurovision Hates Them, for 15 minutes or so, I gushed over the amazing women of Eurovision that at times do not get enough credit for bringing high-energy performances to the competition. While talking about Chanel's Slow-Mo, I mentioned that last year's Eurovision gave us two of the best performances of all time. Obviously, one of them was Slow-Mo, a performance that seems complicated and is complicated. It requires massive amounts of talent and hard work, and even with hard work, I would say that 99% of the population would not be able to execute it. With that in mind, you might be thinking, what is the other performance that is one of the best of all time? You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, it's Konstrakta's performance of In Corpore Sano. You might think that I'm trolling here. How can I go from praising Slow-Mo, a virtually perfect performance that could rival and beat many of the greats, to saying a woman sitting and talking is of the same caliber? You might also think that I'm being biased and that I'm blinded by my Eurovision-related patriotism. Now, both of those could be true. I could simply have gone insane and I could simply just be praising my own country's entry. However, consider also that one person can like more than one style of anything. Also, consider that I cannot stand this, and especially this. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first heard In Corpore Sano, I was ready to pull out the old man yelling at a cloud side of my personality. Because yeah, she's not singing, she's talking. There's almost no melody in this song, and the lyrics are bizarre at first glance. It was giving me weird girl trying to be weird to show you just how weird and artsy she is and just how above Eurovision she is. And now listen, there is some of that, but the song and the performance actually have a very strong message and, unlike some songs, a cleverly hidden political statement. The beginning lines of this song are extremely bizarre. Immediately after, we get the response. Honestly, I was pretty weirded out too when I first heard the song. However, there is rhyme and reason behind this. In the next couple of lines, Konstrakta says this. To avoid copyright claims, I will be reciting them in English. As they say, one's skin and hair reveal everything clearly. For example, dark circles around eyes point to liver issues. Dark spots around eyes might mean you have an enlarged spleen. An enlarged spleen is not good. It's not pretty. What is the point to all of this? She's just saying words, right? These lyrics are pretty straightforward. She talked about Meghan Markle's healthy hair, then talked about how your outside can sometimes point to certain health problems on the inside. We could ask, okay, and what about it? Well, we get to the interesting part in the pre-chorus and the chorus, of course. Konstrakta says, with the chorus echoing this statement. The fact that she's talking about a female artist, meaning female artists in general, is very deliberate. Her previous talk of the exterior matching the interior with the song's title In Corpore Sano, meaning in a healthy body, means more than just, well, matter-of-fact statements. She's not saying that an enlarged spleen is not good because it's not good. She's saying that it's not good because it leads to changes in appearance, which might make a person not pretty. Thus, a female artist has to be healthy because she has to be pretty. Asking Meghan Markle, a very much so talked about actress in 2022, what the secret behind her healthy hair is, actually asks what the secret is behind her pretty hair. The chorus echoing that a female artist has to be healthy, thus pretty, loses some of its meaning when translated. While singing this part, Konstrakta claps her hands to the beat. In Serbian, she says, the word biti is our verb to be, but it also means to beat. The chorus's message and beats are literally being beaten into you. You have to be healthy just so you can be pretty. Meaning, the only reason to be healthy is to be pretty, to appear pretty. Which is a totally messed up way of thinking about health and taking care of yourself. However, sadly, most often than not, that is how health will be promoted. Eat healthily and work out and make good choices to look good and not to feel good and have your body be well functioning. That's pushed on women more than men, especially on women in the public eye, so much so that the expectations have become reversed. Something must be wrong with you if you're not good looking. The second verse is much calmer here. Konstrakta says, "It's so fortunate that the autonomic nervous system exists. I don't have to control my heart beating, because the heart beats. It beats on its own." Like, yeah, you're right. With these lines and the next few where she talks about walking her dog and enjoying a normal day, she's pointing out to the fact that we do kind of take some parts of our body for granted. While watching this video, have you needed to think about breathing? No, absolutely not. You're aware of it all now, and you're maybe aware of how you're sitting, maybe you can sense your heartbeat. We take for granted the fact that the majority of us do not have to think about simply surviving or using our body. The point of our bodies is not to be pretty, it is to keep us alive. She punctuates this notion by the last lines where she's asking God to give her health. Now, I'm not religious or spiritual, but it is an interesting notion here that some people only call for God when they need something, but not when they want to appreciate him or her, them, whatever, giving them health and an able body. This could also refer to the phenomenon of people using God or thanking him after beating an illness, which was the result of hard work of doctors, not God. Which, speaking of, this line takes the song into a way darker sounding section. Konstrakta says that she does not have health insurance. This is a problem for many artists in Serbia, and I would assume in many countries too, and we can also extend this to freelance workers as well. We are not given health insurance for our work. Artists give their talents and their lives to entertain people, to enrich cultures, sometimes even to help a country's economy with their work, and they're not allowed health insurance. Something that should be a basic human right, our right to health and to be healed and taken care of, in our society, and I'm talking globally here, has become a privilege. Konstrakta continues by asking questions. How will they monitor/follow me? How will they take care of me? And then lamenting, an artist is invisible. You can't see me. It's like magic. She's saying these words while a choir echoes that this is all happening in the name of health. This might be my favorite message of the song, criticizing how nowadays even health has become bureaucratized. You're invisible and denied basic things if an institution does not have all your information. You're invisible and denied your own privacy if you don't become just a number in the registry. Konstrakta here is criticizing, again, the institution of healthcare. Her delivery here is not angry, but it's not sad either. She's delivering these lines ironically, with so much sarcasm that not many artists would be able to pull it off. Konstrakta starts the last part of the song by saying, first time she said, an artist, she has to be healthy. Now it's can be healthy. She can be healthy, but it doesn't mean that she will be healthy for all the reasons mentioned previously. The chorus is then repeated, and the song ends with some Latin phrases. Mens in firme in corpore sano, animus tristis in corpore sano, mens desperata in corpore sano, mens conterita in corpore sano. Meaning, a weak mind in a healthy body, a sad soul in a healthy body, a desperate mind in a healthy body, a frightened mind in a healthy body. Again, you could have a seemingly pretty or seemingly healthy body, but all that is kind of null and void when you have a sad soul, a weak mind, or if you live in fear and desperation. So Konstrakta asks, What do we do when the body seemingly is healthy, but the mind and the soul are not healthy? What do we do in a society that values one over the other? What do we do in an ideology or a regime that does not allow for our minds and souls to be nurtured? The choir that sings in the song sounds very sinister at times, but it also has the same role as the Greek choir in classic literature. They open the song reciting the line "Mens enfermos in corpore sano" backwards. It sounds ominous and otherworldly even. The line is a play on the well-known saying "mens sana in corpore sano," a healthy mind in a healthy body. Konstrakta tells us up front, nope, it's an unhealthy mind in a healthy body. From the first line of her song, she takes something old, well-known and established and throws it off balance. Not only by the way that the line is delivered, but also with its meaning. Same with how she did with this Eurovision entry. Other than lyrically, this song is very interesting musically. While, as I've said, there is not a melody in a classic sense, the performance of the song is very melodic. Even though it's more or less monotone, Konstrakta uses different cadence for different parts of the song. Her monotone inflection can be seen as something of somebody who is tired of everything that has happened, which is why the delivery can often be dry and sarcastic. The most popular part of the song is definitely the chorus, with the clapping and the hand waving. It's so simple, yet very effective. If you remember what I mentioned about the double entendre in the chorus, Konstrakta is clapping, yes, but she's also literally beating the rhythm and the message of the song into you. For a song that's not very singable, let's use that word, the chorus makes it memorable and allows the audience to participate and sing along to it. Oh, and participate they did. I got chills watching her performance in the semifinal and the finale. Every person in that building and their damn mother was clapping for Konstrakta. And speaking of the performance, this is the definition of simple yet effective. Obviously, there was inspiration taken from Marina Abramovic, but even away from that, it's brilliant. The blocking is done very well, with Konstrakta just sitting in the middle, not moving at all throughout the performance, and with 5 people, the choir, behind her, posing as any sort of institution, system, etc. that could be following her. The performance mostly includes Konstrakta washing her hands. Why? Well, during the height of the pandemic, unless you had health insurance or enough money to always be able to afford healthy food, other than, locking yourself in the house and never leaving, your only saving grace was washing your hands. After she does the line, the entire stage is filled with red lights. Everything is black and red. Colors most used often together to indicate danger, something bad happening. You could go as far as saying that the entire stage looks like it's covered in blood. For the first time during the performance, Konstrakta is not fixated on the camera or on washing her hands. While asking how could she be monitored or followed without health insurance, she looks behind her, literally checking if she's being followed. It's actually very tense, even though technically nothing is happening. However, if we go by Konstrakta's comments on the song, it is not about anything in particular. Yeah, everything I've said so far, it could be the meaning of the song. Konstrakta, throughout the press tour for Eurovision, kept denying the song and the performance have any meaning, which is genius, honestly. She's posing as an artist who created a song and a performance just for the sake of them existing. The sort of nihilistic stance that she takes about her own work, that clearly is not about nothing, is also a message in a way. Yeah, she's talking about all of this, but it does not have any meaning because it will fall on deaf ears. It is not going to create change. Konstrakta used the concept of art for art's sake to comment on how most often the artist's work ends up being just that, a part of their catalog. We are a year removed from her stellar showing at Eurovision 2022 and sadly, nothing has changed. But I am so glad that this was our entry for the 2022 Eurovision. The competition was very tight here, and a lot of artists, allegedly, please don't sue me, had support from certain groups that have very questionable ethics and behavior. A pretty unknown artist beat people that were these or those powerful people's favorites. And art pop song placed 5th at Eurovision. That's a big deal. Even better, it was 4th in the televoting, which is amazing. Snubbed by jury, but fuck juries. Obviously, it ended up being overshadowed by a pity win, a TikToker, and a Lady Gaga tribute act. But hey, staci masad. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider liking it, commenting what you thought of the song, and subscribing. Sharing the video would be of great help as well. Thank you for watching.